What if the relationship everyone thought would last ended over one house? What if a single property, worth a reported $1.4 million, became the turning point that changed everything between Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler? For years, they appeared to be building a future together, standing side by side through family challenges, business decisions, and constant public attention. But now, fans are asking one question: did the house become the beginning of the end? In recent months, longtime Little People, Big World viewers have noticed subtle but significant changes. The couple who once seemed inseparable suddenly appeared less united, major life plans shifted, and speculation surrounding their relationship reached an all-time high. While neither Matt nor Caryn has publicly confirmed every rumor, the timing of several major events has left fans convinced that something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. In this video, we're breaking down the entire story, from the timeline of their relationship and the reported dispute over the $1.4 million property to why so many viewers believe that disagreement changed everything. We'll also look at what happened afterward, how both Matt and Caryn responded, and why this story is far more complicated than the dramatic headlines suggest. So stay with us until the very end, because once you see the full timeline and connect all the pieces, you may come away with a completely different perspective on what really happened between Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler. For years, Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler looked like one of the strongest couples to come out of Little People, Big World. After Matt's highly publicized divorce from Amy Roloff, many viewers watched his relationship with Caryn develop from friendship into a committed romance. The two often appeared comfortable together, sharing vacations, family gatherings, and plans for the future. While some fans initially questioned their relationship, because Caryn had previously worked as the farm manager at Roloff Farms, the couple seemed determined to prove their connection was genuine. Over time, they became one of the show's most discussed couples, with supporters believing they had finally found lasting happiness. As the years passed, Matt and Caryn openly talked about building a future together. In 2023, Matt proposed, and the engagement was celebrated by many longtime viewers of the series. They described themselves as excited about this new chapter, speaking positively about marriage while also acknowledging that they wanted to take their time with wedding planning. Rather than rushing into a ceremony, they focused on enjoying their engagement and deciding what their life together would ultimately look like. To many fans, they appeared to be a couple who had successfully navigated years of challenges and were finally ready to settle into a peaceful future. But behind the scenes, questions slowly began to emerge about exactly where that future would take place. Matt had invested significant time and money into building a new dream home on his property, while Caryn reportedly had her own ideas about where she wanted to live after marriage. As discussions about homes, property, and retirement became more public, fans began paying close attention to every interview, social media post, and television appearance. Small comments that once seemed insignificant suddenly took on new meaning, leading many viewers to wonder whether the couple shared the same long-term vision. Much of the recent conversation has centered on reports that disagreements over real estate and future living arrangements created tension between Matt and Caryn. Some reports have suggested that differences regarding Matt's newly built home and where the couple would ultimately settle became a major issue. At the same time, fans have developed countless theories of their own, analyzing everything from public appearances to social media activity in an attempt to explain what may have happened behind closed doors. It's important to separate confirmed information from speculation. Publicly, Matt and Caryn have acknowledged making significant life decisions together and have discussed postponing wedding plans, while various media outlets have reported on disagreements involving property and future living arrangements. However, many of the more dramatic claims circulating online, including assertions that a single dispute permanently ended their relationship or that specific financial disagreements caused a breakup, remain unconfirmed and are based largely on fan speculation rather than verified statements from Matt or Caryn themselves. That distinction matters because, as with many reality television stories, public appearances reveal only part of the picture. The truth often lies somewhere between what is officially confirmed and what fans believe they've pieced together. To understand why this story has generated so much attention, it's necessary to look at the timeline of events, the decisions surrounding Matt's ambitious home project, and the moments that fueled widespread speculation about whether the couple's future together was beginning to change. Before the headlines, before the rumors, and before fans began questioning whether everything was falling apart, Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler appeared to have one of the strongest relationships to come out of Little People, Big World. Their journey wasn't without controversy, but over the years, they consistently presented themselves as a couple committed to building a future together. Matt and Caryn first crossed paths through Roloff Farms. Caryn worked on the farm for many years, helping organize the business's famous pumpkin season and becoming a trusted member of the operation. Long before the cameras focused on their romance, she was already familiar with the Roloff family and worked closely with Matt on farm events. Their professional relationship eventually developed into a close friendship. Everything changed after Matt and Amy Roloff finalized their divorce. The end of their marriage marked the beginning of a new chapter for both of them. Not long afterward, Matt publicly confirmed that he and Caryn were dating. While both insisted their relationship began only after Matt's marriage had ended, the timing immediately sparked debate among longtime viewers. Some fans accepted their explanation, while others continued to speculate about when their relationship truly became romantic. Despite years of discussion online, many of those claims remain speculation rather than confirmed fact. As the seasons continued, Matt and Caryn became increasingly comfortable sharing their relationship with viewers. They traveled together, celebrated holidays, and often spoke about enjoying a more relaxed lifestyle after years of raising children and managing the farm. Caryn frequently appeared alongside Matt during family gatherings and public events, showing that she had become an important part of his everyday life. Public opinion, however, remained deeply divided. Supporters admired how happy Matt appeared and believed he deserved a fresh start after his divorce. Others found it difficult to separate Caryn from her long history working at Roloff Farms, leading to ongoing criticism across social media and fan forums. Every appearance they made together seemed to generate fresh discussions, with viewers closely analyzing their interactions and questioning what role Caryn might eventually play in the future of the family business. Despite the mixed reactions, Matt and Caryn continued moving forward together. They frequently spoke about enjoying retirement, spending time traveling, and creating a life beyond the constant pressures of the television series. Their relationship appeared stable, and many fans believed marriage was simply a matter of time. That expectation became even stronger when Matt proposed to Caryn. The engagement was welcomed by many supporters, who viewed it as the natural next step after years of dating. The couple shared their excitement publicly, explaining that they planned to marry but were not rushing into setting a wedding date. Instead, they wanted to enjoy their engagement while balancing family commitments, work on the farm, and future plans. Looking from the outside, everything seemed to be heading in a positive direction. Matt and Caryn appeared happy, financially secure, and focused on building the next chapter of their lives together. Few people imagined that decisions involving property, future living arrangements, and the Roloff family legacy would soon become the center of intense public speculation. At the time, their engagement looked like the beginning of a happy ending. But as new challenges emerged, fans would begin to wonder whether the couple's biggest obstacle wasn't their past, it was the future they couldn't seem to agree on. As their relationship grew stronger, Matt and Caryn often appeared genuinely happy together. Viewers saw them taking road trips, enjoying quiet evenings at home, attending family gatherings, and laughing during everyday moments featured on Little People, Big World. They frequently spoke about wanting to simplify life after years of running Roloff Farms and raising families. Their chemistry seemed relaxed, and many fans believed they had found a stable, lasting partnership after the challenges of Matt's divorce. Caryn regularly supported Matt during his health issues and business decisions, while Matt often described how much he appreciated having her by his side. From the outside, they looked like a couple focused on enjoying the next chapter of life together. That is precisely why the next series of reports surprised so many people. What had seemed like a straightforward path toward marriage suddenly became surrounded by questions about where they would actually build their future. Section 2, the $1.4 million house story, 8/00/14/00. One of the biggest talking points surrounding Matt and Caryn's relationship centered on a home in Arizona. Public records and statements from the couple confirmed that they spent significant time there, and Matt purchased a property in Arizona as part of his plans to enjoy a warmer climate during portions of the year. Reports estimated the property's value at around $1.4 million, making it one of the most discussed aspects of their future together. Confirmed public information shows that Matt has spoken openly about enjoying Arizona and wanting to spend more time there. The couple frequently shared photos and updates from the state, making it clear that it had become an important part of their lifestyle. Arizona represented a quieter pace of life compared to the constant responsibilities of Roloff Farms in Oregon. From there, media reports began suggesting that the Arizona property represented more than just a vacation home. Some entertainment outlets reported that the couple envisioned spending much of their retirement there, while others claimed they were still balancing time between Arizona and Oregon because of family commitments and Matt's ongoing responsibilities connected to the farm. As these reports circulated, fan theories quickly filled in the gaps. Many viewers believed the question of where to live permanently could become a major source of disagreement. Some argued that Caryn appeared more enthusiastic about creating a life in Arizona, while Matt continued to have strong emotional and business ties to Roloff Farms. These interpretations were widely discussed online, but have never been confirmed by Matt or Caryn. The financial side of the story also became a major topic of conversation. Purchasing and maintaining a luxury property while continuing to own and manage significant real estate in Oregon naturally led fans to wonder how the couple planned to balance their long-term investments. Media coverage frequently highlighted the value of the Arizona home, leading some observers to speculate that major financial decisions could influence the couple's future plans. However, neither Matt nor Caryn has publicly stated that money itself caused conflict between them. For many fans, the issue wasn't simply about the cost of a house. It was about what that house represented. Choosing where to live after marriage often means deciding where family gatherings will happen, where holidays will be celebrated, and what kind of lifestyle a couple wants to build together. In Matt's case, leaving Oregon could also mean spending less time at the farm that has defined much of his life and career. At the same time, Arizona offered something entirely different: warmer weather, a slower pace, and the opportunity to enjoy retirement away from years of family tensions surrounding Roloff Farms. It's easy to understand why both locations could hold deep emotional meaning, even if they represented very different futures. Because Matt and Caryn have remained relatively private about the details of their personal conversations, much of the public discussion has relied on interpretation rather than direct confirmation. Confirmed facts show that Matt owns the Arizona property and that the couple spent considerable time there. Media reports have suggested differing visions for their long-term living arrangements. Fan theories have gone even further, proposing that disagreements over the home created serious strain in the relationship. As of now, however, there is no public confirmation from either Matt or Caryn that a dispute over the Arizona property directly caused a breakup or ended their engagement. Even so, the growing speculation surrounding the house became impossible to ignore. Fans began watching every interview, every social media post, and every television appearance for clues, convinced that something behind the scenes had changed, and that the answers might soon come to light. As Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler continued building a life together after years of dating, many fans believed their relationship was on solid ground. They had weathered public scrutiny, blended family dynamics, and years of filming Little People, Big World. But over time, some viewers began noticing subtle changes. While none of these observations confirmed that the relationship was in trouble, they fueled widespread discussion about whether the couple's priorities were beginning to shift. One of the first things fans pointed to was the couple's reduced public appearances together. In earlier years, Matt and Caryn frequently appeared side by side at public events, family gatherings, farm activities, and interviews. They often shared photos of vacations, holidays, and everyday moments that painted the picture of a committed couple planning their future. As time went on, however, those shared appearances seemed to become less frequent. That change did not necessarily indicate a breakup. Couples often become more private over time, especially after years of living in the public eye. Still, longtime viewers noticed the difference and wondered whether the quieter public presence reflected changes behind the scenes. Social media only added to the speculation. Fans closely watched both Matt's and Caryn's posts, comparing how often they appeared together compared to previous years. Some followers commented that recent updates focused more on individual projects, family members, or personal activities rather than life as a couple. It's important to separate observation from fact. Publicly available social media posts can show what someone chooses to share, but they don't reveal the full reality of a relationship. Many couples intentionally keep more of their personal lives private. Even so, the noticeable shift gave fans plenty to discuss, leading to theories that something had changed. Viewers also believed they noticed differences on Little People, Big World. Earlier seasons often highlighted Matt and Caryn making plans together, discussing future goals, and navigating family relationships as a team. More recent appearances, however, led some fans to feel those conversations seemed less centered on shared long-term plans. Reality television, however, presents only a carefully edited portion of real life. Producers determine which conversations make the final cut, meaning viewers never see every interaction. Because of that, it's impossible to conclude the true state of a relationship based solely on what appears on screen. Another topic frequently discussed was the possibility that Matt and Caryn had developed different priorities as they looked toward retirement. Matt has remained deeply connected to Roloff Farms, continually working on construction projects, property improvements, and long-term plans for the land. The farm has represented much more than a business. It has been the center of his family's history and identity for decades. Reports and interviews suggested that Caryn envisioned spending significant time in Arizona, where the couple purchased a home together. The warmer climate and slower pace appeared attractive for retirement, while Matt often expressed how difficult it would be to completely step away from the farm. Those differing preferences did not necessarily create conflict, but balancing two lifestyles may have required compromises that became increasingly difficult over time. Fans also noticed that wedding plans seemed to progress more slowly than many had expected. After announcing their engagement, there was excitement about when the couple would finally marry. Months passed without major announcements regarding a wedding date, venue, or ceremony details, prompting speculation online. It's worth emphasizing that delaying a wedding is not unusual. Couples postpone ceremonies for countless reasons, including family schedules, financial planning, health considerations, business commitments, or simply deciding not to rush. Matt and Caryn never publicly stated that postponing wedding plans reflected relationship problems. Still, because the engagement had generated so much public interest, the lack of visible progress naturally became another topic for fan discussion. Every new interview was examined for clues about whether wedding preparations were moving forward. As these individual observations accumulated, fewer public appearances, quieter social media interactions, changing priorities surrounding retirement, and delayed wedding plans, some fans began speculating that emotional distance had grown between the couple. Online forums and social media filled with theories attempting to connect these separate pieces into a larger narrative. However, it's important to distinguish between speculation and confirmed information. Publicly, neither Matt nor Caryn confirmed that these changes were signs of serious relationship trouble. Much of the discussion remained driven by viewer interpretation rather than verified statements from the couple themselves. In hindsight, many fans now look back at these subtle changes as possible indicators that their relationship was evolving. Whether those observations truly reflected growing distance or simply a desire for greater privacy remains open to interpretation. What is clear is that the conversation surrounding Matt and Caryn shifted noticeably during this period, laying the groundwork for even more intense speculation about what might happen next. While much of the public conversation has focused on Matt Roloff, it's equally important to consider Caryn Chandler's perspective. Over the years, Caryn has occasionally shared glimpses into what she envisioned for the future, and those comments have helped fans piece together their own theories about where the relationship may have been headed. Still, it's important to separate what Caryn has actually said publicly from assumptions made by viewers. One of the clearest themes in Caryn's public comments has been her appreciation for a quieter, more relaxed lifestyle. During interviews and episodes of Little People, Big World, she often spoke positively about spending time away from the constant activity surrounding Roloff Farms. While she clearly enjoyed family gatherings and special occasions, she also appeared to value having space where life moved at a slower pace. That desire became especially noticeable through the couple's time in Arizona. It has been publicly reported and shown on the series that Matt and Caryn spent extended periods there, enjoying warmer weather and a different pace of life. Arizona seemed to offer a retreat from the demands of the farm, especially during busy seasons when Matt's responsibilities increased significantly. Their time there was a confirmed part of their lifestyle, not simply fan speculation. Publicly, Caryn also maintained that she cared deeply about Matt and supported him through many challenges. Throughout their relationship, viewers saw her helping with projects, accompanying him to events, and participating in family milestones. At the same time, she generally avoided becoming involved in public disputes within the Roloff family, choosing instead to keep many personal matters private. Her relationship with Matt's family has been more complicated. It is publicly known that tensions existed within the broader Roloff family during the years surrounding the farm property negotiations. However, exactly how those disagreements affected Caryn personally has never been fully explained by those involved. While viewers noticed moments of distance between certain family members, many details remain private. This is where speculation often begins. Some fans believe Caryn may have been ready to move into an entirely new chapter of life, one focused less on running a large family farm and more on enjoying retirement, travel, and time together away from constant obligations. Others have suggested that she wanted greater certainty about where the couple would permanently settle before moving forward with marriage. It's important to emphasize that these ideas remain fan theories. Neither Matt nor Caryn has publicly confirmed that disagreements over lifestyle preferences or future living arrangements caused any lasting problems in their relationship. Nevertheless, many viewers point to several developments as potential signs of a turning point. They noticed fewer public appearances together, less discussion about wedding planning, and continued attention surrounding the future of both the Arizona home and Roloff Farms. To some fans, these changes suggested that priorities may have begun shifting. But without direct confirmation from Matt or Caryn, those observations should be viewed as speculation rather than established fact. Ultimately, Caryn's public comments have consistently reflected someone who values peace, family, and enjoying life beyond constant work. Whether those priorities ultimately aligned with Matt's long-term vision remains something only the two of them truly know. Looking back at the entire story, it's easy to understand why the reported $1.4 million house became such a major topic among Little People, Big World fans. Whether or not it directly caused relationship problems, the property came to symbolize something much bigger. Two people trying to decide what the next chapter of their lives should look like. On one side was Matt's deep connection to Roloff Farms, a place that has shaped his family's story for decades. On the other was the possibility of spending more time in Arizona and embracing a quieter lifestyle. Those choices represented more than real estate. They reflected questions about retirement, family, priorities, and the future. At the same time, it's important to remember that relationships are rarely defined by a single disagreement. Major life decisions often involve many different factors, including finances, health, family dynamics, career goals, and personal expectations. While media reports and fan discussions have focused heavily on the house, neither Matt nor Caryn has publicly confirmed that one issue alone determined the course of their relationship. That's why it's essential to distinguish between verified information and speculation. We know they became engaged, spent significant time in Arizona, and publicly discussed their future together. We also know fans have noticed changes and have developed their own theories, but many of the most dramatic claims circulating online remain unconfirmed. As viewers, it's natural to be curious about the lives of reality television personalities. However, it's equally important to respect their privacy and recognize that not every rumor tells the full story. Now we'd love to hear from you. Do you think the reported $1.4 million house was really the biggest issue? Could Matt and Caryn ever reconcile? And what do you think comes next for both of them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.